Hello!
Hey, Pedro!
Yay! My sound is working this time. Normally when I join the meetings, my sound is terrible.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yeah, no, because normally, because I have a headphone that I almost never use because it's too distracting. Let's grab it so just so you understand how distracting it is. See, there is RGB lights on it, so I almost never uses it.
Well, your microphone
Mm.
is your headphone microphone, so you might want to have them a little bit closer to you.
Is it? Oh, crap.
Yeah. You must have them plugged in.
Yeah, I have it plugged into the speakers, microphone. Okay, this one. Okay, now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I changed my webcam microphone is one of the microphones that I saw that I can use it. The others. It's even on the kitchen, people can hear me speaking on this microphone. So yeah, I really like this one.
Okay, right, we got the technology working. So thanks for submitting your pre-proposal. And hopefully I'll give you a little bit of help and support and feedback with this morning, or well, it's afternoon now. So first thing I'm going to ask, and this is what I've asked everybody, how did you come up with this idea?
Since last semester, yeah, I think it's last semester. I start it's a strange idea that arises from hate, not from love, like most people like. I really hate a YouTube channel I like of a vegan because he's really annoying, and it's a Brazilian channel. So he talked once about xenotransplantation that's bad because uses animals. I agree with him in this some points, but it's saving people using animals. I found that fascinating, and since then I really liked xenotransplantation. So last year for my immunology class, I did some research on immunology, and xenotransplantation principles. But last year I focused more on what is changed for it to work. On this year, I focused more on the tests that we can make instead of being, because last year, if I remember properly, I said, okay, you need to modify this gene, that other gene, and things like that. So I already had a background enough for this, because the last year I got 80 on that paper, so it was a really good paper. So because of that, I said, I like the topic. It's a topic that one of the few things that I like to research by myself. To the point that I was thinking about I still undecided. I submit this is the topic of my research for next year, but it's simplified because this one don't need to be really simple, but it's going to be a simplified version of this for next year. But I still undecided if I do this next year or study the effects of super glue on skin, because I know that super glue was used in the wars. I know that some studies say that it causes necrosis, but don't tell my doctors. I use it sometimes because it's the fastest way to close the wounds. Even the the medical grade stuff takes too long, and if it's bleeding, it don't stop the bleeding. So it's difficult.
So you just use super glue. I think they use that as a military thing.
Yeah, they use it on the Second World War.
Yeah, they just use glue to.
It goes so fast and don't hurt. The medical grade one hurts a lot.
Okay, right, Pedro. Thank you for giving me an insight into why you wanted to study how we can look at C5 inhibition on your porcine cells. Okay, now I think it's really interesting, and it's a really hot topic, and you did a really good job of putting all the right type of information in the boxes. Okay, for me to be able to give you.
I went above the word limit. That was a bit problematic. The word limit was 500. I think I went 800 words because cutting was annoying. I tried to cut a lot, but yeah, I said nah. I already wrote it. If they don't accept it, whatever.
No, and it's fine actually, because I think that 800 words is that is the references as well. So
Yeah, it's with the reference.
So no, don't worry about that. I didn't even think about that, to be fair. So I think you've done a good job with the opening gambit of like telling me a little bit what the problem is, what the stats are, and what the cost is, and so on, in terms of the cost to primary healthcare, but also to the individuals that are suffering from transplant as well. It makes a good. It will be the science that we will use.
I think that's the problem. Like I, for myself, like from what I studied, is I fear like I want to go on that area. Like if I do a master's, possibly I'm going to on that area. But like being a bit realistic, I think the cloning is more like by the time that this established itself, like cloning will be already like good enough background. So like it's like you are learning to use a typewriter on the end of its lifespan.
Yeah. No, it's a good analogy actually, but it is something, and I think what you've come up with here using porcine endothelial cells.
It's easier. I chosen them because it's easier to carry for them than like the renal ones. The renal ones die too fast.
Yeah, and for this type of study, that is exactly what you do. I would want you to be using actual pigs for this, because that would be out with the realms of this assessment.
And you would need ethics.
It is an assessment.
I didn't want to do ethics.
No. So you can work with the pig cell line, that's fine. I really liked that you were able to differentiate between your heat-treated serum and your non-heat-treated serum. So that's a really good point, and it's very important actually, because you do want to have the complement molecules in there. You want to have those inflammatory cytokines, and also your hypothesis was really good as well, because it does pull together what you're proposing, what you're hoping to achieve. The only thing is you didn't talk about the inhibitor in your hypothesis.
I wrote the hypothesis at the beginning. I still hadn't decided what to do.
Everybody does. So you always go back to the hypothesis
at the end,
and make sure that what you write at the beginning and what you've written as your experimental design and the hypothesis, it all joins up, and your title as well, for that matter, as well, because that's important.
Did I give a title? I think I didn't give a title
yet. No, you just wrote the disease name, but that's okay. That will come when you're actually writing up the work. So yeah, you had a good idea of your experimental design and your dosing regime. So what you want to do is find out a little bit of information about that C5 inhibitor and see if you can come up with a dosing regime from published literature.
I think it's because like last year was like not main, because like I said, I did stuff from like this last year. Last year there was only 2 full organ transplants from xenotransplants, a kidney and the heart. Like there is some skin ones, but I'm not counting skin as an organ. But the rest of them, the majority of the ones that they had at the moment was heart valve, but heart valve is dead tissue, so like doesn't count, because like the heart valve transplants, they remove all the cells on it, so just remove leave the cartilage, so like it's basically a scaffolding. And the skin is like it works basically the same as the kidney and the heart, because it's like an organ itself and it's alive. Mm-hmm. But because like for just temporary, it's not like they don't use, like most studies on it don't have long term. But now after, because like since when I first started studying, there was maybe 2 or 3 months since the heart transplant. Because the guy with the heart transplant, he lived 3 months. So like I think when I wrote the first paper, he was recently deceased, like not that far after. Because like the person with the kidney was never alive. Like they transferred to a brain dead patient and like left it for 3 days to see if it produced urine, and it produced urine. This one is the one that I can use most, because mine is on the kidney area, not the heart area. And the heart patient was like a patient that like wasn't like a viable receiver for a human heart, because his chance of survival was really low. He apparently didn't die because of the the pig heart, he died from something else.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, like no, he died because of his disease that like was the cause that he got the heart, but like it wasn't the heart itself that failed. So like it's not the transplants that failed. It's like the condition of the patient was already really deteriorated. So like if maybe it's like a patient in a better health state, they might survive like almost the same as a human transplant. So like, because this area is really new, like these two examples that I cited to you is from 2022 to today. So like it's less than 5 years of study. So like it's a really new area.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only good point is I don't need to be scared about, because like most times when I'm researching stuff, I try to not get really old papers, but because everything is new, every paper is a valid paper.
Yeah, I know. I think I remember giving you similar feedback on something you must have done for pharmacology. So yeah, so you've got the right idea though of setting up the conditions. Try to see if you can find out some kind of a concentration for your inhibitor.
Where can I probably look for things like that? Like for the C5? The C5,
yeah.
Where is C5, like other than animal stuff, what C5 like applied to?
I would just Google that.
Okay, let's Google that. Let's write it down so I can remember. I have a docs open.
Just Google that. This is something, like, so this is where I think like using AI is a good thing, because you could type in as a prompt, find me evidence of use of C5 inhibitor concentrations, or something along those lines.
I asked it, but like, but because
that'll give you like a range.
That's the problem. The AI is the years of training of it, like because like AI there is two steps of search. There is the one that's already core on it, and there is the one that's like recent, like that it needs to Google. The one that he needs to Google normally is not really great, and the memory stuff is okay, it's like ingrained on it. But like if I ask this like to two different chats, they might give me like a okay answer. But I think the best way to find this, because like AI is good for like things that like already fixed on history and like already well known, but like new stuff, AI like has a lot of trouble. Like a few days ago, I wanted to ask, hey, how the software work? Because like there's a software that do 3D models using AI. I asked ChatGPT how it worked. ChatGPT didn't even knew that existed.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah.
I know. It is. You've got to be judicious, and actually now that you're in fourth year as well, you've got a better understanding of what's good and what's not good information as well. So it does help you to
the best stuff is to curate lists. Like if you give him an article, he's really good to curate it. Like to see, hey, this article, like you read an article, like find an article and you think, it might be useful. So like you throw it at AI and ask, do this article cover that specific point that I want? And like it's like that's really accurate. Like if it reads the article for you, it can like pinpoint like stuff. So like it speeds up the research a lot.
Yeah.
Like for this paper, like the one that like, because I wanted to use the renal cells, but I read that like about like on a paper that they use it the end of like the lung cells, and they didn't knew why. So like I kept like searching for it and like through, hey, like, this paper explained to me why it's used at this one, and like that's how I discovered like that's because they last longer than the renal cells.
Yeah, okay. Because it will be that there's some cells, depending on where they've come from and whether they're immortalized cell lines or whether they're primary cell lines as well. Some of them might only live for a few days.
Yeah, like I think the lung cell logic is because like the lung cells need to get like strong because oxygen is a strong oxidizer, so like it would kill them if they were weak. And the kidney cells like are inside, so like that might be one of the reasons that like it's so weak to like getting exposed to treatments. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't research that deep.
The other thing to think about is organoids as well. It's like, creating a kidney organoid and doing the treatment on that, and that's just something else. However, what you have here is okay. But for the purpose of this assessment, it's okay. But with your experimental design, Okay, so you've got an MTT essay. Yeah, that's great. What's that going to give you?
I don't remember.
Okay, so this is what we need, right? So you tell me you're going to do an MTT assay, but you need to tell me what you're going to measure with that.
Okay.
Okay, because that will give you some kind
I
of
think you wrote that on the
numerical data.
feedback. Yeah, you wrote that on feedback, I remember.
Yeah. Also, you've got ELISA. You've got that as an analysis, a mode of analysis twice. Okay, you have got different.
I
targets
I
you can
put
look
it twice
there,
because it's
but-
still, I remember like I treated this as I going to do this experiment, but like even if I know that I'm not going, because like ELISA is one that like method that I like it like on the papers from last year. So I said, oh, it's easy. Let's choose it.
So that's a good one, right, to use. But I would also, if this was my experiment, I would be want to measuring a particular target. So is there a molecular target that you could identify that could either be something to do with inflammation, or that could be something to do with the complement cascade or something else? If you could identify some specific targets that you could see if they were up or down regulated in response to your treatment, and you would analyze that by qPCR.
Analyze by qPCR. Okay.
Yeah, okay, because that then will give you your 3 techniques, because that's what we're looking for, is
Okay.
3 techniques.
The final size of the paper is 1/5 or 2,000 words.
I can't remember. You'd have to look at the
That's
assessment
fine.
for that, Pedro. I don't remember that off the top of my head. I mark on a number of different assessments, and they've all got
Yeah.
different things. So I don't worry about that too much till I'm actually marking. And you say that you're going to do a 1 or a 2-way ANOVA with a 2K postdoc test. Now, what you need to do is tell me from your experiments the type of data that's going to generate.
Okay. Yeah, like I think when I wrote this stuff, I didn't say any like what is generating, because like I thought that like okay, after I get the results, I'm going to have to like I forgot that like I'm not doing this. I'm just like hypothesizing what it's going to happen and like what it should give me. Yeah, I that was a fail on me.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do. So if I was giving you marks for stats, and say there was 5 marks for the stats, I'd probably give you 2 marks, because you've told me you're going to do an ANOVA and you're going to do a 2 keys post hoc. To get the extra 3 marks, you have to tell me why.
Okay, yeah, I
Okay.
forgot the why.
Yeah, that's the why, and everybody goes, oh, I don't know what stats, I don't know what to do. But you've got the right one. You just need to tell me why. Why is that the right test to do, and why is that the right post hoc test to do? Because that allows me to know that you've understood why you would do that test, right? And
I mean, so like, do we need numbers, or we, because like this is a proposal? Do we need any numbers or not?
No, you don't need any numbers. You just need to say, right, so for example, the MTT assay, right, that's an assay that looks at cellular respiration. And the cells can perform a chemical reaction that will cause a color change.
Oh, I did
be
that
red.
physically. Like by physically, like when I lived in the US, because like the US, like compared like the education from here to the US, like the safety over there is like compared to here 0. It's not even a joke. Like the safety and the waste that we generate there is way like I brought my laptop every single day to the lab, like they didn't even care.
No.
And
No, we're very hot on rules.
Yeah, and like over there also, like this one from cellular respiration, like not on the cellular level, we did like this was on high school, like we needed to run around the high school and blow on a chemical to see the color changing, to see the lactic acid production.
Okay, now we've got like a minute left now, because I've got my next appointment in 2 or 3 minutes time. So
Isn't your next 30 minutes for each appointment?
no, 25.
Ah,
There was a lot of you to get through, and I need a couple of minutes to open up
Yeah,
the
yeah.
documents for the next student. So just in the final passing moments, right, just make sure that you're right in terms of your impact study. So an impact study needs to have 3 things. It needs to have how this project is going to improve our understanding of science, right? The field of science. Two is, what is the impact of that on potential impact on patients? And third is cost. Okay, so what is the impact in terms of cost? Would there be a cost? Would this cost be higher? Would it be
I
lower?
think that
Or what
but
is
being
that cost?
realistic, the cost is lower because like pigs like most like nowadays the heart valves from pigs are way cheaper than heart valves from humans because the pigs ones like but like they would need to be genetically modified, so like that's the confusing part and be kept in a cleaner area. But like the pigs ones for the heart valves, it's a standard pigs, like that's one thing people don't know. But like the pigs for the heart valves are the normal pigs that you go to the butchers.
Yeah.
And because like they are not living like just the scaffolding, but like these ones
Yeah.
I don't know because it's already at the beginning. So like I think in the future it's going to get cheaper, but for the moment it should be a bit more expensive at least because I don't know. I need to do more research on that.
We just have to focus on the science and the health benefits. Okay, so it's kind of that's what impact is. Okay, I'm gonna have to go now, but it was nice to catch up.
If I have questions, can I email you?
Yeah, just email me.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
What is the turn off?